sorry. I ate
I
a banana.
heard that.
Yeah, I heard a banana. I ate a banana earlier.
Hey,
We
need to
live?
Start working.
Yeah.
I'll give you a thumbs up.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to the Weekly Social, folks. Everything Katy, Fulshear, Richmond, Texas. Today we have the lovely Priscilla Pfaff, select title.
Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome. We also have Jeffery Mouton with Hou-Dat Home Inspections.
Everybody say Hou-Dat.
Yeah. Welcome.
I
for
love
fun.
that.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jeff.
Well, let's see. I'm a son of a Air Force veteran of 23 years.
Thank him for his service.
And he went home with the Lord 5 years ago. My roots are from Louisiana, but of course, with my dad being in the military, I traveled quite a bit. I'm a proud graduate of LSU. Go Tigers!
Yeah.
I noticed the colors. I
Yeah.
figured there was some correlation
There
there.
you go. There you go.
Yes.
And I've branded myself. Louisiana is known for having a good time and for
Mardi
cooking
Gras.
good food. Yep, Mardi
Good
Gras,
food.
good time, good food, and good drinks.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, I don't
And they
think
call
I've
them that
ever,
for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever made one of those myself.
Yeah, I have many times.
Trained
Okay.
professional.
You're born with the recipe. Yeah, you're born with the recipe already. In
We may have
hand.
to do one of those
Yes.
podcasts and share that
Yes.
recipe.
I
No,
got
that's
you.
a good idea. You know,
Yeah.
you see like Good Morning America and stuff where they bring in
Yeah.
chefs and bartenders and all that kind of stuff.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, I might
That's too
share,
early in the morning for a hurricane for me. Though.
It's
I
never
might-
too early for a good
Never.
hurricane.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
Exactly.
But I mean, I'll share that with everybody, but I don't know that I want to share your cooking.
Well, it's up to you. I don't mind. I believe in sharing and blessing.
I
others,
know,
so.
but it's so good. I'm not gonna give it up.
Well, I'll give some of the secrets away, not
Okay,
all of it. I'll keep
okay,
some for
okay.
between us. Our
You
little secrets,
did.
so.
You did give me a few secrets
Of
on
course.
the dessert. And
Yes.
I think I wrote all that down.
But we got to put it in practice now, or
Now he's gonna make me create it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yes,
right.
sir.
That's
Yes,
it.
sir.
I'll taste it.
Okay.
Yes,
All right. You'll
yes,
be the taster.
Yes, sir. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, team
Well,
effort.
I actually have my daughter. She's actually doing it now. I actually showed her the recipe. She has her own little flavor, and so she's mastered it now. So I'm very proud of my beautiful daughter, Paige Mouton. Hey, Paige.
Oh, how awesome! How
Yep.
old is she?
15. Yeah. And
Oh,
she's a
yeah.
cheerleader.
Like you?
A little bit.
Okay.
Well,
Only
Other
when she asks
parents
for
ask
money.
another
Yeah.
parents, yeah.
She loves it when they, Daddy, I have cheer
Yeah.
tuition to pay and
Oh,
these things.
yeah.
So, well,
Uh-huh. But she's learned a way to a man's heart. Is
Yes.
The food.
She's won it. She's won it.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a master. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow,
Yep.
that's cool. So you're doing so many things. I know that this week you actually cooked and served at the Ballard House.
Yes, yes.
Thank
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
I really didn't. Well, of course, with my father going through cancer, and I saw or I heard what exactly the Ballard does and what their mission is. I was like, I have to support this. And I'd like to share something real quick. My mother,
Please.
I was in Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska, in the late 70s, and my mother, I don't know what I didn't do or didn't do enough of, but she said these words. It's a sin against God if you don't use God's gift, because that's what God is. God is a gift to us, and we must continue to share our gifts with others. Well, I've discovered early on that my gift is cooking and catering, and my grandmother would always say, "Food brings people together." So I started a business, and it was slow during COVID, and I had that self-reflection of what Mom said. Mom said, use God's gift to grow your business. And I share that with anybody, and not just to grow your business, but to be a better you, to be a better person to others. So use God's gift. Yes. So anyway, I started cooking bread pudding with rum sauce and dropping it off to others, and jambalaya and gumbo, and just sharing our Louisiana culture with others.
Grassroots.
Yes. And I grew my business from using God's gift.
There you go.
Oh, what a blessing.
Yep.
Wow, I like that. And what I was sitting here thinking is last week, when we were doing the podcast, we were talking about, and there were some questions brought in is business and how do you do the different things and where do you focus, and that is a brilliant part to that.
It is.
God's gift.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And my grandfather, I was young, and my grandfather would say, whatever you do, you must do it with a feeling. If you don't do it with a feeling, it ain't worth doing. And I live by that mantra.
Your heart set creates your mindset.
Correct.
Is what I say to people.
Exactly. Exactly.
If your heart's not in it, nothing else is in
That's
it.
right. Exactly. Exactly.
So.
Exactly. So, yeah, I come from a lot of giants. In fact, this weekend I'm going to clean their graves and put the silk flowers on them just to honor them. And I do this every year because I'm here as a result of those giants, and I've ridden on those shoulders. So,
and what they did
exactly
prior
the
to
sacrifice.
you, and created the life that your
Amen.
children, everybody are. It has to do with all of that. They put
Exactly.
things in place already for
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
you. Wow.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Oh wow.
What is your signature dish? Because obviously you love the cook.
Well, Miss Priscilla, what do you say?
Well, the gumbo is
Yes.
pretty
Yep.
amazing, and I think I on the last pot he did.
No, it's the roux, correct? In
Correct.
The gumbo. Okay.
It is
There's
the
people
roux.
watching this that have no
It
idea.
is
So
the roux.
It's
elaborate
roux.
some.
Okay.
So let me
Yes.
tell you what I did though with the end of the pot.
Yeah.
I saved roux.
Oh yeah.
I froze the roux.
The roux. Okay.
Because I knew the roux here.
Oh yes.
And so I'm like, you know what? I can take that. I can put a little bit of that on dressing at Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I could cook some red beans with that.
Oh, yes.
Roux. There's several things that I could add that to that would just be. So I froze.
You froze it. There you go. I'm glad I shared that blessing with
So
you.
thank you. Thank you. It will be shared with family
Oh, of course.
throughout the end of the
Oh,
year.
I'll make some more. But I wanted to let you know
Okay,
that was
so-
from scratch. That's not a jar roux. That was a
Oh.
45-minute roux cooked with love.
Oh,
right there.
100%. There's no doubt.
45 minutes.
So, okay, I don't know that I have a favorite because his gumbo is amazing.
What's
but
in,
then the
what's in
pasta.
gumbo? 'Cause a lot of people are not going
Oh.
to know this.
Oh, well, you can
We
do
have
it.
people from all over the world watching this.
You can do it
Okay.
so many different ways,
There's
right?
many
Right.
different ways. So my preference is after you've made your brown roux, what I do is I take smoked meat, smoked turkey necks actually.
Okay.
The smoked turkey necks gives it a great flavor, but my main ingredient for seafood gumbo is you take shrimp shells and boil it to make a shrimp stock. That will elevate your gumbo game to a whole nother level.
So you're creating the broth.
The broth, seafood broth.
For
Okay,
Correct.
the
so
roux.
wait a minute.
Okay.
You know what?
That's
This is
correct.
pulling me towards like a bone broth. Like,
Yes.
Like I love
Uh-huh,
pho, but it starts with
right.
the chicken bone in the broth, and if it's not done that way, you can tell that there's a difference.
Right.
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 So,
So-
I
you see where? Okay, all right.
The key
okay.
to Louisiana cooking
Smelling
is
what he's
Okay,
selling.
okay.
Yeah, smell what he's selling.
Okay, all right.
Well, my favorite philosophy is if it's not seasoned, if you're not seasoned, let me get it right. If you're not sneezing, it's not seasoned.
Seasoned.
There you go. There you go. It's still a little early. I
there
need my
you
second
go.
cup of coffee.
There
If
you
it's
go.
not if you're not sneezing, it ain't seasoned.
Seasoned.
There you go.
Okay.
But basically, the seafood gumbo, you take the shrimp stock from boiling shrimp shells, and I also
And
put
then
some
do you
smoke.
run that through a net or something to make sure
Yes,
that
to
you're...
strain it, yes.
Yes.
The
okay.
colander, yes.
Okay, all right. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, and that's the secret because it gives it such a great flavor.
Ah.
So in Louisiana, we typically don't throw anything away. Something has a purpose when it comes to cooking because all the different flavors and all mixed together. That's what makes Louisiana cooking that.
So is it
So.
Cajun or Creole?
That's a great question. I would love to talk about that. Okay, so the
We
difference.
just opened up a door, did we?
Oh no. Well, Louisiana has a multicultural from indigenous to African to
French.
German, the French, and the Spanish,
Right.
Native Americans. So Creole is more so with in terms of cooking has a tomato base.
Okay.
So you have your Creole jambalaya. That's where you use like crushed tomatoes or tomato paste.
So is that a roux or it's not a roux?
It's a base, but
Okay.
how I cook, like I made a shrimp etouffee at the Ballard House,
Yes.
and that was a big hit.
Oh.
I've had everybody come to me and say, "What is the secret?" Well, to make a shrimp etouffee, you take a roux, a dark roux, and you mix tomato paste, add a shrimp stock to it, and you start it coming together. And the secret is you add a cream of mushroom or cream of celery.
You told me that the other day.
That is the secret to
Wow.
a good etouffee, and that's a
Because
Creole dish because it has a tomato base to it.
Okay.
But then it has that soup that gives it more cream.
The cream, there we go. That's the
Okay.
secret.
So
Okay.
what is Cajun?
Cajun is anything other than with dealing with tomato, just like a
So
roux.
non-tomato.
Non-tomato, like a gumbo.
Okay.
A gumbo.
Okay,
It's like
so
with
wait a
the
minute,
brown
so-
roux, that would be more Cajun.
Well,
That's
gumbo,
Cajun.
jambalaya, those are two different dishes.
Right.
So just a roux without tomato is Cajun.
Correct.
A roux with tomato is Creole.
Creole. Correct.
Okay, I never
Yeah.
knew that.
Yep. That's
Never.
it. Yeah.
I didn't, that's why I'm asking these questions.
Wow, that's
Yes.
interesting.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
See, I always thought Louisiana food was Louisiana food, but it's not.
Well, I mean, we all believe in try to come together, you know.
Mhm.
But I mean, there is a difference in terms of style of cooking, and you know what we add to make the dish. You know, like I said, more tomato paste. That's more Creole with the tomato base, and Cajun can be, or you know, more so just the brown roux, and then that's what you add. But now some Texas, when they're cooking gumbo, they do add a tomato base, so that's not authentic Louisiana cooking. Authentic gumbo is just strict roux, brown roux. You add your
Okay.
stock, and then you add
Okay.
all the different
True.
flavors from your chicken and
So-
sausage. And
Is yours the Creole or the Cajun?
I cook both.
But separately, not together.
Well, like the etouffee is a blend together of the
Okay.
brown roux, and actually the roux actually came from what I've heard it originated from Africa, and that was brought in
Okay.
from the actual roux part, and then the tomato maybe came from the Spanish
Okay.
kind of mix to it. So, you know, when you talk Cajun, it's a broad term. So
I have a hard time understanding some
I'm
of those
still
people.
trying to figure it out.
Okay. They have their own
They
language.
got their own, like,
They'll
exactly.
say something, and I'm like, what was that?
Oh.
Well, my great grandmother spoke mostly French.
Okay.
And so I had to have some interpreters there because, you know, I didn't grow up in Louisiana, you know.
And this is your own family.
Exactly.
Yeah,
She spoke
okay.
mostly,
Wow.
but she'll throw in
I
some
don't feel
English
so
in
bad
there.
now.
No. But, you know, that's all she knew was Cajun, Creole,
Yeah.
French, and stuff. And, I'll never forget, she would say these words to me. She would say, and I can't say it as French as she would. She would say, lâche pas à la patate. And in French or Creole means hold on to that potato. So she would, and I was the only grandchild she would say that to. So it was something, there was a connection between myself and my great grandma. But she said, hold on to that potato. So that's very empowering if you think about it, because life is going to give you oranges and lemons and limes and you know,
Yeah.
good and bad and ugly. But hold on to that potato. Don't give up.
Yeah.
So don't quit. So
Okay, so that's what she was referencing.
Yes,
to
don't give
hold
up.
on to that potato. Don't
don't give up. Although that potato's hot and burning your hand, that's life.
Yeah.
Life is going to give you a cool potato or a hot potato. No matter what, hold on to it and keep on going. So,
Oh, that's cool.
yep.
When I was
Oh.
younger, I used to say, mayhem makes memories when I was a teenager.
I mean, it makes memories. That's true.
Now I'm an older gentleman. It's still Eminem, but it's misery makes memories now.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
I have no idea what
It's
that was.
deciphering it.
Exactly, yeah.
It's giving it to you in a different language.
exactly.
That's the next podcast is how do we do this in a different language?
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
That's a
Cajun.
great idea. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't speak too much. You know,
No.
I know what Lajon means, money. You know, so
okay. All right.
Lajon.
Pork cracklins. speaking of Louisiana food, I'm sorry.
No,
I
no,
didn't
no,
interrupt you.
no.
Go.
You know, there's a. I don't know if I can pronounce. There's a best
Where did
of it.
that come from? Because that is
That's
so
the-
good.
That's the stomach. That's the pig stomach.
Okay.
That's the pig stomach.
It's tasty.
Yeah, I forgot the actual word, but yeah, crackling, or in French they call that gratin.
Okay.
So that's crackling. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's not good for you, but
wow.
it's good stuff.
Not good for you.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
No,
there-
my arteries are
No.
clogging just thinking about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there is a
But-
Cajun restaurant. I don't know if I can name its name, but it's about 5-10 minutes away from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
sell
And
the
they have
crack.
it.
Oh, they
Oh,
have the
really? Okay.
Louisiana style cracklings. Yeah.
And they serve it with a little spicy sauce, like a honey or something sauce, don't they?
No, now they put a little extra seasoning on it. The
Yeah,
crackling,
I've only had
it's
mine
crackling. It's
dry.
kind of like I don't know what they call it
But
here.
they're very low in
A lot of
calories, right?
Well, they got a lot of fat. It's fat. Yeah.
But it doesn't have many calories.
I wouldn't
right?
It's
think so.
similar to
Yeah.
pork rinds, but it's not.
Pork
It's-
rinds. There you go. That's what.
But,
Yes.
but it's there's pork rinds and then there's cracklings.
Or
Pork rinds, those are really
chicharrones.
salty. Yeah,
I think
that's
the
close.
Hispanic community calls it chicharrones or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
something similar to that.
It's similar.
Wow.
But the seasoning, you could tell, is different. So
And it's fried.
yes,
And it comes in a brown paper bag.
brown paper bag.
If it's not in a brown paper bag, it ain't real crack.
Exact- That's
It's
right.
not real.
If it's not greasy, no,
Yeah,
you got the wrong
exactly.
spot.
Yeah, you
you
got
need
the
to
wrong
go turn around and go to the other spot.
Okay, so let's go on to your inspections and
Okay.
and all that you do for everybody in that, and
Okay.
and letting the giving the buyer those things that they need to
Yes.
consider and how all that works.
Okay. So, what typically when you purchase a home, that's one of your largest investments you're ever going to make.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important that you have a qualified inspector with experience to identify issues that you may have. Now, a lot of clients typically wait till the 1-year warranty is up. Well, I got a story to share about that.
You're talking new
Okay,
builds.
so
New
you're
bills.
talking
New
new
bills.
Right,
bills.
new bills, yeah.
So they need.
Shannon says she's hungry now.
And who's that?
Red Lion. She's
Oh,
part of
oh,
Red
yeah.
Lion Realty.
But
Yeah.
tell-
Yes.
tell I
yes.
got her back.
You're
Tell
going to
I got
have
her.
a new friend now.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, I got till I got her.
100%.
Till I got her. Till I got her. But a new build, I drove up, didn't even get out the car, and there were 3 bricks missing underneath the electric meter where you
What?
can see the cardboard. Yeah. And I'm thinking, okay, you've lived in this house for 10 months, and I can imagine all the bugs, moisture, and stuff that got within those 3 bricks.
So they didn't do the inspection upon purchase.
No. So they
That's
did
a huge
the
mistake.
1-year warranty inspection.
But it's critical that they, on a new home, though. I mean, don't you? I think I've heard you
Multi-phase.
suggest
Mhm.
that before
If you
the
can.
warranty is over, to have it inspected so
Oh,
that you
Even
get
if
those
you did it even if you
Right,
did it before
right.
closing, you still need to redo the
Yes.
inspection. In my
at
opinion.
like 10
That's my
months
professional opinion.
before
Yeah, I agree.
the 1-year warranty's up.
I agree.
Okay.
I
all right,
agree.
All right.
I inspected a $1 million house, and I'm not gonna name the name of the builder.
No,
And
please
I
don't.
unscrewed and I unscrewed the electric panel, and sparks came out, and
Wow.
shorted several appliances in the kitchen. And I just did a normal, just unscrewed the electric
You're
panel.
lucky you didn't get
Yeah.
electrocuted.
Well,
Could
I'm
that'll cause
missing
a fire.
hair.
Now you don't know if that's because of it.
yeah,
Okay.
no. I gave it to my daughters. They needed the hair more than I did. So
Yeah.
that's what real fathers do. They give to their daughters to make sure
Okay,
they got
all
the
right,
pretty looks
all
and their
right,
long hair.
all
stuff.
right.
But no, and there were several issues. Oh, there were leaks coming in the garage behind the walls. So you want to make sure you have. And another thing I normally find in new builds, new construction is when I go in the attic, I see openings in the attic, and they're not the soffit vents where your attic should be breathing and ventilating. But these are gaps that are greater than a half an inch, which is the code or their forgot the word, the tolerance. Typically a half an inch gap, but typically the openings I'm finding and have found are greater than 2 to 3 inches, which are
wow.
entry points for birds and bugs
Rodents.
and moisture.
Yeah.
And
We get roof
All
rats in
sorts.
Katy.
exactly.
Yeah.
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 We're pest control company too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The blues buggers. Yeah.
Yeah.
We give your
Yeah.
bugs the blues. So
That's the pest control
yes,
day.
that's the pest control, the blues buggers.
Oh, wow.
But yes, please encourage all of you and your clients get that inspection done
What
on new and even existing.
The misnomer is a lot of builders say, well, we have our own in-house third-party
Mhm.
inspection. They're hired to work for the builder.
Correct.
They don't work for you. Hire your own inspector.
Yes.
Bring your team in there.
Exactly.
If you're building from concrete all the way
Phase
through.
inspections, yes.
Should there be?
Absolutely.
That was in sync.
Yes,
Okay, all right.
absolutely. You should see the things.
We've had to stop concrete pours before because it's not done right.
Not done right, and there's water.
And they don't like that at 3 or 4 in the morning, by the way.
No,
Ooh.
but you want to make sure that there's drainage, proper drainage. I inspected this one that the pour is supposed to take place the next day. We call it pre-placement now. It's not pre-pour. It's called pre-placement of the foundation. And there was a lot of water there, and it wasn't draining. They were going to pour it the next day. Well, water and excessive water and concrete don't mix because you're going to have a lot of issues on your foundation. And also identifying tree roots, because the tree roots still may be live and could cause damage. Trees and foundations don't mix at all.
So do you have special equipment that you use to find these different things, like the water in a wall or
yes, a
things like
thermal
that?
imaging camera. Yes, I'm a CRT, it's a certified residential thermographer, and I have the
So you know how to read it.
Yes.
A lot of people will look at it and go, well, this is wrong, but it's not. It's normal.
Yeah, I'm trained to
Or
do
they
it.
think it's normal and there is something wrong. So
Yeah.
Well, you're trained to look for, we call it anomalies, things that just don't seem right.
Right.
That's how you're trained to identify just moisture behind the walls, or the main thing is missing insulation, gaps in insulation. And they're going to pick up where there's extra heat that's going on, where it's missing that particular area where there's no insulation.
The bat slid
Or
down
the bat insulation, correct.
slid
Exactly.
down on the wall.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
They have little metal hangers that they have to put in there to help hold it up.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they just roll it up and throw the
Throw it
sheetrock
on there.
over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So
So the sheetrock would have to come off to fix that, I guess.
Or drill a hole.
Or
You
drill-
can drill a hole,
yeah.
pull it up.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be less invasive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's still a process.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm also a mold consultant as well. So our MAC, we call a mold assessment a consultant. What we do is I test for indoor air quality.
So you the air samples.
Air samples, there you
Okay.
go. And you can't call it mold unless it's been lab tested as well. So if it's black and green, I'll probably know it is, but we can't actually we have to call it fungal growth or suspect
Fungi
mold.
or whatever.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Which every home in Houston, in my opinion, you're going to have mold somewhere in that
Oh, yeah.
house. You are.
Yeah.
But it's the
we're too
excessive
humid.
black mold
Right.
growing behind
Yes.
the walls and stuff. That's where you get into trouble.
And,
Right.
and you don't want the mold spore count greater inside of your house versus outside the house. That's when you know
I
you
didn't
have.
know that there was a.
Yeah, because we do a sample, a controlled sample on the exterior, 10 foot away from your structure, and then we do 2 or 3 samples. Well, typically we do per 1,000 square foot, we do 1 air sample. And you don't want the air samples inside your house greater mold count greater
Okay.
than outside.
I learned
Mold is
something
there.
new today.
Yeah.
So
That's
I've had to go through
interesting.
those because inspectors find something.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course,
Gotta
that's
go
what
to
we get
another-
paid
yeah.
big bucks.
You-
Yeah.
You're
And
paid to
then-
find problems.
That's right.
So you find it, but you don't actually treat that.
No, I refer that out to the specialist.
Okay.
Yeah, because that'd be
Okay.
a conflict.
Remediation
Okay.
companies.
Right.
And then
remediation,
do you come back after and check it again?
I can. Now, so if it's 25 greater than 25 contiguous square feet of mold on the wall, then you have to get a clearance letter, and that's where I can come in. So it's remediated,
Okay.
and then while I test it, the remediation company does their thing to get rid of it or replace the wall. Then I have to come back and do another test and write a clearance letter on that.
Okay.
So that's what as a mold consultant can do, to write the clearance letter to give it a clearance.
Wow.
And most insurance companies don't cover mold anymore either, do they?
No.
Mm-mm.
No,
No.
They
or it's
took
very
that.
limited. It's very limited. I have an insurance agency as well, and you can add riders on some carriers with a limited mold type of coverage. Yes.
Wow. Wow.
And also, I was a claims adjuster for 12 to 15 years with several.
You need to be a PA
nation-
then,
What's that?
huh? Public adjuster.
I thought about
Rep-
that.
Because the problem with the insurance companies, and I'm not saying this as a, but I've ran into it personally. When you file your claim and you're trying to made whole, I mean, they're sweating you out, and it's like they miss stuff intentionally. You know, I'm not dumb.
Well, the value that I bring is I have a background as an adjuster, so your best insurance agent is the one with a claims background because we can help you navigate, and we know the policy because we've been to claims school and we've worked claims, and we can better provide our clients with a consultative type of approach to handle whatever claim you have.
Right.
Because most insurance agents don't have that background as a claims adjuster. Well,
Yeah, that's
Jeff
huge.
Mouton does. Jeff Mouton Insurance and Financial Services does as well. So
There you go.
yes,
There you go. Wow.
Multi-talented.
yes, I bring value, and that's that irresistible offer. I want to be an irresistible offer to my current, past, and future clients. So
That's cool. That's cool. On insurance, what would you tell people about the flood insurance and making sure that's in place? And if it is in place, I mean, we know as title, you know, if the insurance in place and there is a hurricane that comes in, we can still close that transaction. If it's not in place, it will not close.
it's not going to happen. Exactly.
At the moment it's a named storm in the Gulf, everything's on pause.
Right.
That's correct. Oh yes.
Yes. But
That is
if they've already contacted you and done all that stuff and decided on the policy, then we're good.
That's correct. Once I've issued the policy in the binder, you're covered regardless what happens. But typically, when a named storm is in the Gulf, all insurance companies place moratoriums on all policies.
Yep.
They will not move forward until that storm passes through.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Makes
unfortunately,
sense.
in the state of Texas, a lot of carriers are pulling out because of the exposure, and unfortunately, the recent hurricane we had here didn't help any as well.
Right.
So, a lot of restrictions. You definitely want to review your policy. You can contact me to review your policy because a lot of, and it's not all the price is important, but what's even more important is you don't want a $50,000 deductible to lower your price. You want to make sure you have an affordable deductible because insurance is designed for catastrophic losses, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't have $50,000 in the bank to pay
right.
or self-insuring a roof because you
Right.
want to make sure you don't have a 5% deductible on your windstorm or your tropical cyclone deductibles.
Wow.
Well, insurance is a transfer of risk,
Correct.
but you have to look at everything. It's not just, well, I saved $50 off my policy. Well, somebody subtracted something somewhere typically. So you need to look at what you're truly getting for what you're
Correct.
saving.
Hey, Jake,
That's
I'm going to
exactly
switch with you and let you come over here because I know that there are some questions that are in your head about all of this fun stuff that we're going through.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is
Actually,
awesome.
I have a lot of questions. I want to actually talk with you. I want to hear about your grandfather. You know, who was he? I think there's a lot of stories there to definitely tell. He was what did he do? He was
Well, actually, both of my grandfathers, the ones that I really knew, one, he was actually a step-grandpa, but I really don't like to call him step-grandpa because, he took care of my grandmother because my biological grandfather passed when I was young. But he was a sheriff, and he worked for a milk kind of ice cream company, and he actually, I guess I got it from him as well. He shared this recipe with his cornbread dressing during the holidays. And he made a seafood
cornbread,
yes,
especially
sir.
made in cast iron skillets.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Well, he shared his recipe. I make a seafood cornbread dressing, which I will share with Miss Priscilla in the near future. Hint, hint,
He's
hint.
going to make
Yeah. Hint,
he's
hint,
already
hint.
committed.
Oh yeah, I'm in there.
Yeah, he's there.
And so, he did that as a side hustle, and he sold watermelons on the corner, and he was in his 90s doing that. So,
wow.
yeah, he was in his 90s still doing it. So yeah, he was a pretty, and those are a lot of those old sayings or catchy sayings. I learned a lot from him.
Yeah.
And my other grandfather, he worked hard. He worked construction, but one thing I was amazed about my dad's dad, he didn't have maybe a second grade education, but he would fix lawnmower engines and weed eater engines. And I was really amazed at that.
He had a mechanical aptitude.
Absolutely. And one thing I admire about him was he couldn't name the parts, but he named it to where he could understand it. So Sally and Jill went to go meet Sue, and that's how he would connect the wires and all these things.
Yeah.
It was really amazing how he didn't have anything, and everybody in the neighborhood and surrounding areas brought the lawnmower engines and the lawnmowers for repair.
He was the guru.
He was the guru. Exactly. He was the go-to. So I was really amazed that I was blessed to go to college and go to school. Got a master's degree as well. But I'll never ever measure up to my grandparents on the wisdom that they shared with me. And
there was no YouTube back then, so you couldn't go YouTube it. So he just figured it out on his own.
He figured it out on his own. So yeah. It's about survival.
You kids are spoiled today.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
We can just Google it or YouTube.
Exactly.
Well, I play drums, and so I learned to play by ear. I mean, I can read music.
Wow.
But I mean, you listen to the radio as a kid or whatever, and you're trying to play your drum set to it. There was no YouTube to see how they were doing it. You had to figure it out in your brain. And is it right 100% of the time? No, but it's how I figured out how to make it sound like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, my father, he learned how to play by listening.
Yeah.
Music and drums and and I'll never forget, he hadn't touched a musical instrument in a while, and I started with the little drum pad, and I was trying to get into the music. And my dad started looking at all these different music symbols and all these things, and he just started playing and hadn't touched the instrument in years.
Oh, wow.
And I said, wow, I'll never measure up like that.
Yes.
So he was truly gifted musically as well. I named the Blues Buggers Pest Control Company based upon him because he had passed, and I said, I want to honor my dad somehow. So I thought, and he loved the show The Blues Buggers, the movie The Blues Buggers. No, Blues Brothers.
Brothers.
Excuse me. Yeah, there you go. I mixed it up.
That is a funny movie.
Yes, it was. And so I saw something or heard Blues Brothers. I said, well, my dad was a musician, so the logo has my dad in the background playing the drums.
Oh, that's
cool. He has a little hat, but he's an ant. But that was, he's an actual ant.
Louisiana's got its own music too.
Yeah, so that's right. Yeah, Zydeco and all these kind of things. Yeah, jazz, blues.
So that's kind of where the name came from.
The Blues Buggers. Yeah. We give your bugs the blues. And the logo has, I'm sure you're going to set that all up. Yeah, you saw the logo? Yeah. Well, my dad's the drummer with the hat.
Oh, okay.
Playing that, yeah.
That's really, I was wondering where that came from. I was interesting. That's actually a good backstory.
Yeah. So I've definitely come from shoulders of giants and, watching grandparents. And one thing about Louisiana, a lot of men cook as well. Mm-hmm. My grandfather cooked quite a bit. Not my dad's dad, but my mom's daddy, Pop. He did a lot of cooking. He's the one that showed me the seafood cornbread dressing and stuff. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to bring that to more classes as well.
I got you, man.
He cooks the best food for us in class. It just helps us concentrate that much better, I swear. You were here a month ago, was it? For the contracts class.
Yep.
And what was that? That was like a soup or something you made. It was just, I don't know what it was. It was just really...
Seriously, Jay?
No, that's gumbo, bro.
Again, a lot of people don't know what gumbo or jambalaya is.
I just eat food, so I don't
it
was good.
We got to get you out of Alabama.
Well, you hang around a little more, you're going to really, it's going to be noticeable, man. Add some weight on you, man, But I do bring salads, I try to bring some healthy options.
You did some cornbread as well, I think. I forgot. It was like a dessert you made as well.
Oh, no, that's the bread pudding with the rum
pudding,
sauce.
Yeah. Oh, I like bread pudding.
Well, let me tell you, I've converted, and I'm very humble, but I've converted several, or those that didn't like bread pudding that wouldn't even try it. I've converted them, and of course, everybody says New Orleans makes the best bread pudding. I've had several New Orleans say you got the best bread pudding that they've had.
I like it at BB's. Have you had their bread pudding?
I've never tried it.
Okay. It's good.
They have good crawfish there.
Oh, you've been there, the crawfish?
I love crawfish, yeah.
Okay.
You like crawfish? There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Let me tell you about crawfish. The fat and the crawfish, that's what gives, like, the crawfish etouffee the flavor. Yeah, that's the secret.
When's, like, the best season for crawfish? Is it in the summertime? I forgot, because there's certain times when they're at their biggest size.
Well, it's the months with the R in it. So typically, like around April, that's what I was about to say. Was it Easter? So Easter, that's typically like for Good Friday for those that are Catholic. So from April till what, about March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, typically or September. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's
wait. April, May, June.
In the beginning of the year, I think.
April, May, June, July. No, April to
March
June.
to April.
Yeah, March. That's the best time. Yeah, because it's leading up right up to the Good Friday or Easter. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. But apparently, with the rain, lack of rain, that affects them. You know, because you gotta make sure they have a lot of rain so that they can, you know, continue on and stuff. So.
Your grandfather, he was in the Air Force, I believe you said?
My father was in the Air Force.
Your
He served-
father, okay.
Yeah, Dad served 23 years in the Air
Wow,
Force.
23 years. Wow.
Yeah.
It's older than me.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah, man. Keep on waking up and saying good morning. You're going to get there.
That's
Yep.
right, yeah.
Bones cracking, losing hair.
And it
love
picks up
life.
speed too.
Yeah, accelerates. Yeah,
It does.
It really does. No, enjoy life. Life is great. Life is great.
Well, if they want to reach out and connect
Mm-hmm.
with you, what's the best way for them to reach you, Jeff?
Okay, well, I'm still learning the social media stuff. I have a young man here that's been helping me out with that, but
You have a 10-year-old too?
Yeah.
15-year-old.
Well, yeah.
Well, almost.
12-year-old.
Yeah, I'll be
But
above.
that's just a running joke.
Yeah.
I need a 10-year-old kid to fix
You
this
have to
for
fix
me.
it. Exactly.
See, it doesn't matter how old they are.
Right.
If they're 10, they already know how to fix it.
Exactly. Well, you can call Jeffery Mouton at 713-724-8033 for all of your home inspection needs, commercial inspections, pest control, termite treatments, insurance, concerns with mold. I'm your one-stop shop business person to serve you in the Houston area. Great.
Say that number one more time.
Thank you, ma'am. It's 713-724-8033. And I'm going to leave with this. The saying Hou-Dat is not just a saying, it's a state of mind. So if you're having a hard day or if you don't want to do this extra thing to better yourself, say Hou-Dat is going to stop me from being a better me. And I'm going to leave you with that. Hou-Dat!
Write it down.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you all next week.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
guys.
God bless you.
It's not touchscreen.